Ezekiel's Jerusalem, Chapter 2, The Carpenter's Lesson. The aroma of warm bread and herbs filled their small home, a comforting blanket over Ezekiel's still buzzing mind. Abba, Joseph, sat on a low stool by the small, flickering oil lamp, carefully carving a piece of olive wood into what looked like a small, smooth bird. His hands, usually busy with larger planks and sturdy joints for doors or tables, moved with surprising gentleness. Sarah, Emma, was ladling lentil stew into clay bowls, her face glowing in the lamplight. Ariella and Bo, now fully awake and no longer giggling, sat quietly on their mats, their eyes fixed on Abba's skilled fingers. Even the little ones understood that when Abba carved, it was special, and it was a peaceful time. Abba, Ezekiel began, picking at a loose thread on his tunic, about the Messiah. Joseph paused, the tiny bird almost complete in his hands. He looked up, his eyes meeting Ezekiel's. Yes, my son? Will he come with a sword of fire, like Ezra says, to chase away the Romans? Ezekiel asked, remembering the thrilling image he'd conjured on the rooftop. Joseph chuckled softly, a deep rumbling sound. Ezra is a good boy, full of strong ideas, he said. And it is true, many of our people hope for a king who will free us from earthly rulers. But remember what I said, Ezekiel. The Messiah will show us God's love and truth. Sometimes a sword of fire is not the strongest weapon. It's not? Ezekiel's brow furrowed. He always thought swords were the strongest things. No, Joseph answered, placing the finished bird carefully on the mat beside him. Think about it, my little one. What can a sword of fire truly change in a person's heart? It can make them fear, perhaps. It can make them obey out of fear. But can it make them love? Ezekiel thought about this. When Abba told him to do something, he usually obeyed because Abba was bigger and wiser. But when Emma hugged him or told him how much she loved him, he wanted to obey out of a different feeling, a warmer, happier feeling. No, Ezekiel says slowly, a sword can't make someone love. Exactly, Joseph nodded, a gentle smile on his face. And the Messiah, our true king, comes to change hearts, not just to change who rules over our lands, but who rules in our lives. He looked at Sarah, who nodded, her eyes full of understanding. But how will he do that, Abba? Ariella piped up, her voice small. She wasn't usually one for big questions, but the idea of a king had caught her attention too. He will speak words of truth, Joseph explained, picking up another piece of wood, a smooth, round pebble-like shape. Words so clear and bright, they will light up the darkest corners of our souls. And he will show us acts of love, love so great it will heal the deepest hurts and mend what is broken. He began to carve the round wood. This time, it wasn't a bird. He carved a gentle curve, then another, until a tiny familiar shape began to emerge, a heart. Imagine a shepherd, Ezekiel, Joseph continued as he carved. When a wolf attacks the flock, the shepherd uses his staff to protect, yes? But does he not also spend hours searching for one lost lamb? Does he not carry it gently back to the flock? Not with a sword, but with care and tenderness. And he'd seen them carrying tiny lambs close to their chest. The Messiah would be like that, Joseph said, holding up the carved heart. Strong to protect, but gentle to guide. He will gather us, his sheep, not through force, but through a love that will make us want to follow him. He handed the carved heart to Ezekiel. It was smooth and warm from Abba's hands. On one side, Joseph had already carved a small truth symbol, a tiny, intricate scroll. This is what the Messiah brings, my son, Joseph concluded, looking from Ezekiel to his sisters and finally to Sarah. A truth that guides us, and a love that gathers us, And when enough hearts are changed by that love and truth, then true peace will come, a peace no Roman army can ever take away. Ezekiel clutched the wooden heart. It was small, but it felt powerful, more powerful even than a sword of fire, because a sword could only take things away, but this heart, Abba said, could change them. He looked at his sisters, then at Emma's warm smile. He liked this idea of the Messiah, a shepherd king with a heart of truth. It was a big job indeed, and Ezekiel was beginning to understand it might even be bigger than he first thought. He tucked a little wooden heart into his tunic, right over his own thumping heart. Join me again for Chapter 3, The Shepherd King Game. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.